Hey, everybody, what's going on? How you doing? We missed you. We didn't see you last week. What do you call it? But we are back. And don't worry, the Great Babe Jabberjaw episode will happen. Just will happen in November as opposed to when it was supposed to happen last week. So if you are new to this, it's very, very loud in the ears, actually. If we can make it a little bit lower. You are the man. Thank you so much. Good. What do you call it? So anyway, for those of you who are new to Truly Inconsequential, again, not all characters are created equal. Mr. Greer and myself of the Grindhouse Radio debate every single week the zeros in front of a live audience in the pop culture world. And again, they might not necessarily be zeros, but we like to think of them as potentially inconsequential. So this week we're going to be doing something very interesting. We've done it, I think, one other time before, correct? Something not Eddie Murphy, but another person.
I think we have. I don't really. I'd have to go back and look. I'm not 100% sure, but I think we have done like same actor, different character.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. This week we're going to be talking about two of Eddie Murphy's most memorable characters, including Donkey from Shrek, as well as Mushu from Mulan, and both are fast talk and secondary characters who may or may not have played a big role in their storylines. So we're here to find out. The question is, who's going to remain truly inconsequential? So, we'll start off again by Mr. Greer. You always want to make sure people do this stuff.
Yeah, if everybody could please just like, share, comment on the videos. Like and share the big ones. The more interaction you guys give us, the more people can see us, the more we get pushed through their algorithm, and the more people can come join these debates and stuff like that, which is very, very, very important.
Absolutely, positively. What do you call it? And again, inside the comment section, you got to help us. We can't do the show without you, the audience. So if you guys can, please make sure to comment in the comment section. Let us know your thoughts of the characters, and this way we can take it and, make it into something, into more of an awesome conversation.
Yeah.
And if you're not here, drop it in the comments later on.
Exactly. Yep. These will be up on Facebook, and they'll be up on YouTube infinitely. So if you are catching them on the replay, thank you so much. Please like, comment. If you're on YouTube, hit the subscribe button so you know when we're going to go live and when a new video is going to be posted. All your interaction helps and makes everything a lot more fun and a lot better makes for a better show.
And you can also catch it on our official website, thegrindhouseradio.com.
Yeah.
So you make sure you go on there and you catch us live there as well. So wherever you choose to watch, listen, whatever you do, you can catch it in an audio file afterwards. Whichever makes you happy, please do it.
Yeah.
That being said, I guess we should start. If anybody has any suggestions on who we should start with, drop them in the comments. If not, I guess Greer and we can make some decisions here. Now, I'm just going to tell you right now, I love both characters. I think they're both fantastic characters. Whether or not they're consequential to the overall story arcs of their, given films, I'm not sure. But at the end of the day, I think that these are just two very memorable characters who have a lot of history in the films that they're in and have brought a lot of very fun, positive moments. Again, I just, the consequentiality of these characters is what comes into question.
Yeah.
And it's like Disney versus Universal, right? I mean, because isn't DreamWorks part of Universal?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
We're talking about Disney versus Universal, and I hate to pit the two together, against each other, rather. However, it is the same actor. So, I think overall, I think on both characters, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think that Eddie Murphy does a hands-down fantastic job on both characters.
Absolutely. I mean, Eddie Murphy kills it with both of these characters. I mean, Eddie Murphy, I think, is the reason that a lot of these characters wound up being as memorable as they were.
I agree with that.
I don't necessarily think that they would have been as great, if it was somebody else. You know what I mean? Like, we all know that Shrek wasn't supposed to be Mike Myers off the rip. Donkey was always going to be Eddie Murphy.
Yeah. I actually am wondering if they developed, Donkey specifically for Eddie Murphy, or if Eddie just made it his own.
Eddie probably just made it his own.
Hey, Brian.
Hey, what's going on, Brian? Welcome to the stream.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Sarah Looper, if you're here watching, thank you so much. She followed us a few minutes ago.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I'm assuming that they probably made Donkey and Eddie Murphy just came in and absolutely killed it. I don't know if they were just like, let's make a character for Eddie Murphy specifically.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't
Because
know.
you know how sometimes they do that. You know, they'll like, I have one idea for this character, and I'm writing it for this actor, and if we don't get this actor, we're kind of screwed. But we're gonna write it for the actor.
Yeah. I don't know. I would have to. I don't know. We'd have to talk to somebody probably that was in the that made Shrek.
Yeah. I don't. Eventually, we can make that happen. I'm sure.
I'm sure.
So, who do you want to start with? I mean, you know, anybody who wants to. Again, who should we start with? Should we start with Donkey, or should we start with Mushu? What's your thoughts? What would you prefer to start with?
Who would I want to start with? I mean, I guess I wouldn't mind starting with Mushu, getting Mushu out of the way.
Okay. What's your take on Mushu?
I personally don't think Mushu's really all that consequential to the movie.
Okay.
I think look, Jose, we're on the same page. Mushu. So
Hey.
now I think Mushu is a really fun character. I think he's a really cool. Thank you so much for the like on that one on the stream, Jose. Very much appreciated. Get a little Kim dancing. That's my favorite part. Now I don't know exactly what makes Mushu all that consequential. Now I get it. He's a really funny character. He's supposed to be the person that is speaking for their ancestors or the representative of Mulan's ancestors, but like in terms of whether or not Mulan was going to go to war to fight for her family or whether or not Mulan was going to push forward, I don't really think Mushu was an integral piece to that. I think Mushu was just a comedic character and an add-on in a children's animated movie that just lightened up the situation. Because if you remember, Mulan's a pretty dark movie. You know what I mean? They're literally about to go to war with people trying to take over China. Her dad is too injured. She's taking she's pretending to be a man to go to war so her dad doesn't have to, because otherwise her dad probably would have died because the guy was an old man who could barely walk. So Mushu was just a character to lighten the mood and be like a comedic outlet and stuff like that for Mulan. I don't know if he's really all that consequential to the Mulan story.
Now, quick question: did you see the live version? Do you know if Mushu was in the live version?
I was gonna get there, but what was your point centered around?
No. My question is Mushu in?
No, he's not.
Okay.
I was gonna get there. I was gonna say, I mean, like, if we're talking about the Mulan story as a whole, Mushu doesn't even make it into the live action. He doesn't exist. So you can tell that we have a physical example of you're able to tell the Mulan story without Mushu.
Okay. I mean, I can give you that. I'm gonna say let's get down to business on this one because I've got to defend little Mushu a little bit.
That was terrible.
Listen, I've got to try.
That was awful.
Listen, awful as it may be, I had to do it.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. I guess so.
It had to be done.
I guess so.
We have to defeat the Huns here. You know, so
just get to your point. Stop shoehorning in Mulan puns and just get to your point.
All right. So in general, now again, I think Mushu is a fantastic character, but in the animated Mushu, the animated Mulan, here's the thing: is that I feel that Mushu was essential, similar to the way Phil was in Hercules, and I know we had that argument, because he was the one that was supposed to go out and help Mulan and guide her to do the right thing. Now he wasn't necessarily all that good at it, okay, but at the end of the day, he was the one who was supposed to be guiding her in that direction.
But
now again, you're correct. Where in the live action, they did the film without him even being in it. But to be completely blunt, they could have done, the film without having half of the animated characters in it. You know what I'm saying? But Mushu at least is a character that was utilized for a reason in the animated series.
Yeah, Jose says, yeah, but they got so much heat for not having in the movie. They did get heat. I think they got heat in the beginning, but then the movie came out, and I think people understood why Mushu wasn't a part of it, because they weren't trying to recreate the cartoon movie. They were trying to give it a different light and tell the story in a different way. So I think it got a little bit more justified after the public had seen the movie, because Mulan did a lot better than most people thought it was going to do. But I don't think you can compare Mushu to Phil, because the big thing around Phil was you couldn't take Phil out, because if you took Phil out, Hercules would have never been trained to be a hero.
Right.
If you take Mushu out, Mulan still goes to war, and she still goes to the camp to be trained to be a warrior. It's not like Mushu was the one teaching Mulan how to be a soldier. He wasn't. It was the camp. It was the boot camp that she got put through.
Okay, but was he not the guiding light? I mean, I gotta believe that.
No,
that I would
he really,
consider him the guiding light.
I don't. But what do you mean the guiding light? I don't
You know,
know what
he
that
was
means.
there. He was always there for her. He was always there for him, and the cricket. I mean, do you think that the cricket was consequential? I don't think the cricket was.
I don't think the cricket was all that. I don't think the cricket was all really that consequential, other than that it was. I'm pretty sure Mulan's grandma is the one that gives her the cricket as because it's a symbol of good luck in that culture.
Mm-hmm.
But in terms of, like I'm saying, just in terms of Mushu as a character, I think he's a funny character. I think he was supposed to be like a representative of her ancestors because that's where he comes from. He was like a little statue within their little ancestral home that they had, and then Mushu comes to try and prove himself as like a guardian, I guess you could say.
Right.
But no, I would not put Mushu on the same playing field as Phil from Hercules at all.
Okay. All right, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
I'm trying to give Mushu something to stand on here. What does Jose say?
No, because if you had a talking dragon in the movie, China would have not let it go. In the movies over in China, he was sort of important, being that he was, one, her Jiminy Cricket sort of character. Two, he represents her ancestors and how they support her. That's pretty important. Mushu was there for her, but Mulan did everything herself. Mushu had some good conversations, but that's about it. Yeah, no, that's what I mean. Like, look, I get it. I don't think he was.
Marie.
I don't. Yeah, it was Chrissy. Thank you, Chrissy. The other one was Jose. I don't think Mushu's really on the same. I think he was there to, I guess, maybe be a little bit of a support system for Mulan. But I mean, in terms of how the movie played out as a whole, if you took Mushu out, does it change Mulan's path? Does it change the fact that Mulan goes to war and fights for her family, fights for her country? No, it doesn't, because she would have done it anyway. That was the whole. But even before she meets Mushu, that she's going to do that anyway.
But doesn't he, towards the end, do something and risk himself for her to save her?
I think
with the rocket, right? With the firework.
I think they use him to light one of the fireworks to shoot off to cause the avalanche and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But again, semantics, you know what I mean? Like I'm saying, like if you want an example of Mulan plucking out Mushu, they did it.
Well, they did it.
They did it.
It's also live action, and I mean, it's you lose the translation from animation to live action. You know what I mean? Because animation, you could do so much more. And yeah, they could have CGI'd something in there, but I mean,
I'm just saying, but like you can physically tell, and I believe the original Mulan story doesn't involve Mushu anyway. So.
Well, Mushu, I'm sure, was designed specifically for comedy relief.
Was it Disney? Yeah, was just a Disney character that just got thrown in. So I'm saying, like,
which is okay.
It is totally okay.
I love that character.
I think Mulan is a strong enough character herself that if you had just taken Mushu out, I don't necessarily think it changes her story or her progression through the movie as a whole.
Okay. It's actually Dylan loved it so much and loved the character. That's what he has his lizard's name, Mushu.
I love Mushu. Mushu's one of my favorite. I love Mushu.
Yeah.
I think he's one of the better Disney sidekicks, and I think he's a memorable character. I think he's a fun character. I think he's a funny character, but in terms of the story of Mulan, I think he's like an accent piece. Like he's an extra. He's not important to the story.
And to be completely honest, I think he's a cooler character, and I like him more than I like Donkey. And we have to get on to Donkey now. But Donkey may have a little bit more to do with the overall story arc of Shrek, but maybe not.
We're gonna move on.
I think we should move to Donkey because we're already 17 minutes in.
Okay.
Donkey for me, I think again he's the great sidekick. He's the great secondary character, and to be honest with you, I think it's a good juxtaposition. I shouldn't have tried to use the big word. Juxtaposition. Juxtaposition. Thank you. First day with the new mouth and brain. Of funny and like downright miserable. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what you needed. Shrek needed Donkey, because if Shrek didn't have Donkey, Shrek would literally just give up on everything, because he didn't for the most part, Shrek didn't care. He just wanted all the critters out of his swamp. He
Yeah.
wanted to be left alone in his own good graces. Like
He wanted Donkey out of his swamp.
he wanted Donkey out of his life. Yeah, but if he didn't have Donkey, he wouldn't have. It would literally just be a movie about a miserable ogre. You know what I mean? Like you don't have the
True, but didn't the reason why he, the reason why Shrek went and embarked on the mission that he went on wasn't because of Donkey, it was because of Fiona. Because because he fell in love with Fiona. So Donkey could have had nothing to do. Donkey had nothing to do with it.
Donkey is consequential. He is the one character who first pulls Shrek from his shell and makes him open up. Yeah, I agree with you. I think Donkey is totally consequential because he helps Shrek develop as a character, as a person, because I'm pretty sure, if I remember, I haven't seen the first Shrek in forever.
Yeah.
I think Shrek was going on this quest to save Princess Fiona, to get her to Lord Farquaad, so Lord Farquaad could help free Shrek of all of these people and fantasy characters that are invading his swamp, because Shrek ultimately just wanted to live on his own and be by himself. Donkey helped crack the shell or break through all the different layers that an ogre has and turn him into like an actual lovable character, like a positive character. You know what I mean? Without Donkey, Shrek's the miserable character that he's always been.
Yeah,
that's what it is. So he could get the deed for his swamp and evict them all. That's what it was. Thank you, Jose.
Yes, good call, Jose. Good
That's
call.
why we need people watching.
Yeah, no, so all right. Yeah, but that still did not have anything to do with Donkey. You know what I'm saying? That was still between Shrek and Farquaad.
Yeah, but Shrek needed Donkey to help push him to be the person to conquer all of that. You know, Shrek definitely wanted to give up time after time. Definitely wasn't getting along with Fiona from time to time. You know, Shrek probably would have never had the self-confidence to try and be with Fiona had it not been for Donkey. You know what I mean?
I don't know about that one, but what do you call it? Jose says the ass teaches the ass to stop being an ass.
That's true.
Look, I can see where you're coming from on that. I think that especially the more the story went on, because we're at like 5 or 6 movies at this point.
There's another one coming.
There is, isn't there? Is it the same cast? Do you know? Or
I
no?
have no idea.
I don't. It's just enough's enough of that. Enough's enough of that. But again, I enjoyed Puss in Boots, a lot more than I did Donkey, and I think he was more consequential than Donkey was, to be completely honest.
Nah, I think if you took Donkey out, you would have had a very bleak movie, and it wouldn't have been as exciting because you don't have the yin and yang. Like, you don't have the two opposing characters. You know what I mean? Like, you have Shrek, who's this bitter, self-centered, I hate everybody else, I just want to be left alone character. And then Donkey is literally the polar opposite, who cracks the Shrek shell. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, Puss in Boots was a cool character, but I think he's a glorified extra at best. You know what I mean? Like,
really,
Donkey's the perfect.
He got his own freaking movie. Donkey didn't get his own movie. Right?
Did Puss in Boots really need his own movie?
No, but it happened, and it was a success.
True. That's true, but we're not. But we're also not.
I know we're not debating
who's more consequential, Puss in Boots or Donkey.
Yeah.
It's who's more consequential, Mushu or Donkey. And I don't know. I think Donkey is a very integral part to the Shrek story, and you lose a lot of what made Shrek a good movie if you just plucked out Donkey.
I can agree with that.
And again, I'm gonna fall on this. I'm just gonna hammer this one home. Because we're already getting to the point where we got about 6-7 minutes left. If you want to know what Mulan is like without Mushu,
just watch the
live action. It exists. If we don't have anything to prove you that you could just take Donkey out of a movie and it's the same movie, if not better.
See, I haven't seen the live action one.
I haven't either. I've heard nothing but good things though.
Yeah, for me, I just keep saying to myself, why are they redoing these goddamn movies?
Well, it's to keep it's so they can keep the
IP.
IPs.
I get you, but I really like the originals, and it's like every
They're
time
great.
they do something
They're great.
where they switch it up or what, it just makes me sad.
Jose says it's going to be the same cast, by the way. That's
Yeah.
good. I heard originally it was going to be a reboot, and I was not
Not a fan
excited
of that.
about that one bit.
No, not a fan of that. But yeah, if it's the same cast, look, at least you have that positive vibe going between the cast members.
Yeah.
They work really, really well together. And
Yep.
and again, I'm not arguing with you that Donkey's more consequential than Mushu is. I was up in the air with either of them. I just think that Mushu is a much cooler character and a more memorable character in the grand scheme of things than Donkey.
Well, I don't know about that. Just because Donkey, like Mushu, I think a vast majority of people nowadays are gonna have no idea who Mushu is. Donkey's in Universal.
Yeah.
Like Donkey's literally
yeah.
like you could talk to Donkey in Universal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's
So
funny.
like,
He calls you out.
no, so I would absolutely, I would argue that no, nowadays, sure, maybe almost 2 decades ago, Mushu's a more memorable character, but nowadays,
Is it that old?
More, I mean, Mulan's really old at this point.
When did Mulan come out? It's not 20 years old. Mulan, it can't be. I mean, like maybe.
Mulan came out in 1998.
Jesus Christ, I'm getting old. Thank you so much. Appreciate that kick in the nuts. I really do. I appreciate that. All right. So regardless, but Mushu had the one film, as opposed to Donkey having 4 or 5 or 6 films. And he still had the same impact as in the one film that Donkey's had overall. You know what I mean? I disagree. I think people will know who Mushu is over Donkey. I
don't think nowadays. I think if you're asking people, maybe if you're asking people my age, maybe, but I think the vast majority of people, especially younger crowds now, because if you factor in the younger kids, are going to know who Donkey is before Mushu. Because where is Mushu? Mushu doesn't exist anymore. Like Mulan didn't really exist in the Disney universe until the live action came out. Go to Disney World. You don't really see Mulan anything.
Yeah, which
Even
is
when
weird.
Mulan came out, you barely saw any Mulan stuff.
Which is weird. I mean, they should at least have it in what do you call it?
Well, they don't in China. They don't.
China, in Epic.
They do not. I was actually talking to Kim about that while we were in Epcot. I was
Epcot.
like, "There's
Why did
no.
I say Epic?
Why is there no Mulan stuff around here?"
Yeah, that is very strange. I don't know why. I don't know why. See, Disney grabs a lot of their stuff from other people. You know what I mean? They take it and they make it their own. And
yeah, I mean, like all these stories were
put 'em
previous
out.
stories: Peter Pan, Cinderella, Mulan. Even all these stories were different stories, or that Disney just took Disney-fied and put them out. You know what I mean? So, look, I get it. I think they're two close characters, but I don't see how Mushu's anything more than just a comedic, funny character to add to a children's movie. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think he helped make. I don't think he's vital to the story of Mulan.
Okay.
At all. I
All
don't
right.
think he's important. I think he's just fun. He's just a cool, memorable character. That's
Okay.
it.
So before I cast my vote, what does everybody think? Anybody who wants to drop some information down in the comments, please do. If you feel that Donkey wins, say Donkey. If you feel that Mushu wins, say Mushu. I have a feeling of where I'm going to go. But before I cast my vote, I want to see if anybody would like to put their information in the comments and give me any reason to change my vote. You know what I mean? I'm assuming you're going for Donkey all the way.
I think I think Mushu is inconsequential.
Okay. Anybody? I know that people are here, so if you want to drop it in the notes down there, the comments.
Tell us who you think is inconsequential. That's what. Put the name in the comments of who you believe is inconsequential, Mushu or Donkey, and then we'll tally it up. I am dead fast on Mushu. I can't. It sucks because I love that movie and I love Disney over Universal and DreamWorks every single time. But Donkey's a more impactful character in the Shrek story than Mushu is in the Mulan story, and it's not really that close.
Yeah.
You know,
We're on a lag here also, by the way, so it takes people time. But we are running out of time, so I'm gonna cast my vote regardless. I'm gonna go and say that Donkey is more consequential. I'm gonna agree with you. Very rarely do we have an agreeing episode, so I am gonna agree with you on this. I was trying to save Mushu a little bit, at least let him save some face. But at the end of the day, you're right. I think the Donkey is a lot more consequential in the grand scheme of things and in the overall universe of Shrek. And honestly, I think the donkey could hold his own in his own film if
We
they
don't
did.
need to see that. That's fine.
I think it would be funny. You know?
I
don't know what the story would be.
I think Donkey is just fine being the sidekick to Shrek in the Shrek movies, and I think that's all we need. I don't think we needed the Puss in Boots movie, to be quite honest with you. I forgot that was even a thing.
I think there might have even been two. I know there was one. There might have been two.
The world didn't need one,
Puss
so
in Boots.
no, we didn't need one. We didn't need two. We sure as hell didn't need one.
Well, we also didn't need 6 freaking Shrek movies.
I agree. I don't think we probably just needed 2 Shrek movies.
You know, and I was okay. I was okay with like even the third was like all right, but once you started going after that, I'm just
4 or
like, come
5.
on,
It's like,
man.
can we stop? Just relax.
Only because it's the same thing rehashed. You know what I mean?
Well, it's the same thing rehashed, and then all they were doing was just doing corny, topical pop culture jokes throughout the whole movie. It's like, can we just like? That's all the movie was how many. It's like the Ice Age movies where they were just like, okay, how many big names can we throw into this movie just to get people to show up?
This is true.
And it's like, I didn't come here to just watch some famous actor speak as a woolly mammoth or a saber-toothed tiger. Like I came here to watch a movie, like an actually well put together movie. You know what I mean? Like an entertaining movie. And that's the Shrek movies just became that. It was, let's see how many corny pop culture jokes we can make or stars we can just throw into this movie.
Right.
You know.
No, I'm with you on that. So I guess Donkey reigns supreme in this one. And listen, guys, we appreciate you. Thank you for hanging out with us. We do apologize for not being here last week. I know we're being punished for not being here last week. We apologize. You know, I know a lot of people are used to seeing us on here every week, so we are back in studio, so we are here. If you catch us on the replay, you know, that's awesome. We appreciate it. Please make sure you comment, rate, review, you know, as Mr. Greer always says.
Please, comment, share the streams. If you're here for the lives, thank you so much. Feel free to hop in the comments next time if you haven't. If you're watching on the replays on YouTube, please drop some comments below. They do have to get pre-approved, so if they don't show up right away, I'll make sure they get funneled through, assuming that they're all good and kosher. Guys, thank you so much for being here. All your interaction helps more people see us, more people join us. Hit the follow button or the subscribe button. And just thanks for being here, guys. Much appreciated.
And make sure you catch us every Thursday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the Grindhouse Radio, our king of shows here at the Grindhouse. And we appreciate you. We love you. Have a good week. We'll see you next time.
Later, everybody.